Looks like YA movies like the Divergent series are having a little trouble matching the expectations of The Hunger Games. Can the Maze Runner surpass that? Well, yeah, I'll tell you all about it. The Maze Runner, The Scorch Trials. Wait a minute, what is The Scorch Trials according to this movie? So this film is a sequel to last year's movie, The Maze Runner, about all these teenagers trapped inside a maze because blah blah blah. And this movie, along with the first movie, is based on the YA novel series by James Dashner. Alright, in order for me to tell you what exactly The Scorch Trials is all about, I'm going to have to spoil the plot of the ending of The Maze Runner. So, if you really want to see this movie,
get the fuck out!
I did a review last year of the first movie, so check that out before checking this one out. It's on the description. Or if you don't care, let me tell you all about it because there's nowhere around this. So in The Maze Runner, Thomas, played by Dylan O'Brien, and the rest of the people who escape the maze goes to this place to be protected by this guy played by Aidan Gillen from Game of Thrones. And he's part of this organization called Wicked, and this organization is trying to look for a cure because there's this virus called the Flare, who is turning people into zombies, mentioned in the end of the first movie. Thomas has this disagreement, so he and his friends left the place to survive in this desert, which used to be a city, which is now a wasteland. Now, coming from a guy who has read all 4 books of the Maze Runner series, I would have to see a lot of expectations. I was hoping that it would not take the same route like the Divergent series. As I dove myself into this movie, I was like, oh my goodness, the story! What have you done? This is to those who have read the book. You are in for a surprise because this movie have really made changes to the story. And I mean a lot of changes, 70%. When I went into this movie, I was extremely mind-boggled. I was expecting some minor changes, but no! Most of these changes occur in the first act and the third act, even in the ending. Now, to be honest, while I saw this film, I was sort of disappointed, but I had this feeling that the main reason why they decided to change the story is to make the movie more dramatic or trying to fix mistakes from the Scorch Trials novel, which is okay, but you just gotta ask yourself, what's going to happen in the sequel? Oh yes, there's going to be a sequel again to this movie. But even if you read the sequel to the Scorch Trials, you are not certain on what is going to happen next, all because of the changed ending in the Scorch Trials movie. So I was a little disappointed with these changes, but after thinking about it, I thought it wasn't a huge deal. Now, let's pretend that I never read the books, and I went ahead and watched the movies. After coming from watching the Maze Runner movie, you wonder to yourself on what the purpose of why these guys are trapped in a maze, and all you know is that they are being tested. What is this organization testing? The movie vaguely tells us, and therefore is a throw-off to the ending of the first movie, and all you can think about is, why the maze? And then you wonder to yourself, why is this movie called The Scorch Trials? What is The Scorch Trials? The movie never tells us. They tell us in the novel, but not in the movie. I mean, come on! Why do we need to read books in order to watch a movie? I didn't have to do that with Lord of the Rings. When it comes to making a movie based on an adaptation, make it for the people who has no knowledge of the original material. Otherwise, you might as well have conversations like this. Hey, do you want to see The Maze Runner? Oh, hell yeah! Fuck you, read the book. Oh. Hey, do you want to see Divergent? Yes. Fuck you, go read the book. God damn it! Hey, do you want to see? Alright, I get it! But enough comparing the book and the movie. Let's go a bit deeper. Let's talk about the characters. The characters did great. 2 in particular that stands out the most is the main lead, Thomas. You like this guy. This guy has some common sense of what is going on, and he has some great chemistry between the other characters. You just want to roll with this guy and follow him in his journey. Another person I like the most, however, is Gus Fring.
Gus Fring.
This guy is quite cool, and there was this fun scene where he was playing music on a record player while bad guys are after people, and I'm not gonna even spoil it because it's pretty cool and humorous, especially for a movie that is kinda depressing. The action is pretty good with a couple of issues. There was this one scene where Thomas and his friends were running in a dark building while zombies were chasing them, and there was some shots where the camera was just shaking. And to make things worse, they had flashlights, and they were constantly shining the flashlight right in your face. Another problem I had is that there was this scene where they were just relying on scenes from other action movies like Lost World. You know the scene in Jurassic Park Lost World where one of the characters was standing on glass? They have something exactly like that in this movie. And because you have all these zombies running around the dark, it kind of reminds you of I Am Legend. And the story could be added to in a few times. There was this one scene where the lead goes to a club where everyone is drunk, and the lead has been drugged for no reason, and you just don't know what the hell is going on. To be honest, I left this movie not liking it, but after thinking about it, I had an entertaining time. Quite unexpected, especially from a guy who has read all 4 books, but there were some redeeming qualities. However, if I didn't read the book, I probably wouldn't like it that much. However, since I did, it did help me to keep an eye on things on what is right and what is wrong. I'm giving this movie 6 sunflares out of 10. However, I consider this movie to be very close to the borderline, and I feel like this movie is between a 5 and a 6, so that is really close. And I mean really close. So technically, it gets 5.5 out of 10. So that is my review of the Maze Runner, The Scorch Trials. Thank you for watching. More reviews on the way.